Hi everybody, Steve Adams from New England Saws. Our next build segment here on the 660 is just going to be putting the engine cover on and the air filter parts, so it's pretty simple. One thing you want to do is on this cover, this engine shroud it's called, you want to replace this aluminum tape and then just use the same little trick that we did before, where you take a piece of plastic card or like a credit card or something and just smooth this out. Make sure you clean this, otherwise that'll fall out while you're running and it's like falls out on top of the muffler and you got something flying out and it's no good. So we're going to put the spark plug in. Pretty simple. Torque that to the right amount. Okay. And then we're going to put this shroud on, and it uses 3 of the M5 by 16 millimeter screws, and those should be pretty much most of the screws that you have left. Okay, so when I do this, just down here there's a little slot in the housing for the spark plug boot to slide through. And then just grab your screws, put a little Loctite on them. Pretty easy step. If you've gotten this far, this will be no sweat. Let's drop something. And then one goes in here on the side, and then one goes down here in the front corner. Goes down in this little slot area. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and torque those down real quick. Best part of this is as soon as you're done with this step, it starts to really look like a chainsaw. Okay, so we can go ahead and put the spark plug boot on. I'm going to push this in, make sure that it's making good contact with the little spring that's coiled up inside there. And just be careful not to pull too hard on this boot, because I've seen those come out. Okay, next we're going to put on these two pieces, which is basically separates the carb from the air filter intake. On this side, which faces in towards the saw, you want to line up this shroud, and it faces up like this. And there's 3 little tabs that line up with the holes, and usually I just kind of snap this in, just like that. Okay, so that's looking like that. You want to put this all the way down to the choke position so that this slides in, and these little rubber pieces have to be on the inside of these 2 walls that stick up, and then this has to also go under this piece. So that's kind of tricky if it's your first time doing it. It seems like it won't fit at first, but it does. And then you want to make sure that this gets pushed all the way down. Okay. And that should fit inside there, no issue. Then you take this funny looking piece, it goes in here this way to hold the air filter, and you take the 2 lock nuts and you just put these on. And then we take the small part of the air filter. This is just a little support for it. That goes down here. It should just slide right in nicely. Of course, anytime I do this on camera, there you go. And then you take your air filter, and they give you this little cloth piece to go around it. Helps when you have to clean it. You can just rip that off and most of the sawdust gets collected by it. I always put this kind of facing this way in the top corner here, because the saw sucks in air from outside here. And so that just goes in like that. And then this outer cover goes on. You'll notice there's this black plastic blocker. This can either go up here or down here. So if you want the air to come in from the saw where it's already warm, you move this down here, or otherwise the air gets drawn up through the bottom here of this cover. So it's like a summer and winter mode. Okay. And that just goes in. And then finally you can take your badge and you can put it on here. And I just take like a towel or something, grab a screwdriver, just hit it with the butt end of the handle, and it's in. So there you go. Now you're looking like a chainsaw. We just got to put on the caps here. We got to get the dogs and the handle on, and then you're good to go.